All right, here it is, folks. The heart of what is, really driving a good experiment, and that's this concept of control. So when you have a really good experiment, what you're going to do is you're going to try to control all these extraneous outside sources of variation other than the factor. You're going to change the factor, but everything else, we're going to try to control so that we are making conditions as similar as possible for all treatment groups, because most of the time it's impossible to eliminate other variables that can muck up the results. So we want to isolate the relationship between our factor, which we call X, and a response, which we call Y. We're going to want to make sure that all the other variables, A, B, C, D, and et cetera, that could affect the outcome of the experiment equally affect all the treatment groups, or we won't be able to see the true relationship between X and Y. We want them to all be the same. So in a nutshell, you try to keep everything as similar and consistent between all the treatment groups, besides the factor, which is the thing you're manipulating. That's really how it works. All right. So what are some other extraneous variables that would get in the way of determining if brand name has anything to do with the level of sun protection? We're measuring it with those skin pigmentation levels. Well, obviously how the sunscreen is applied, the amount of time of sun exposure. Both groups, you would want to make sure they're exposed on the same day and same location. You want to make sure that they're roughly the same age. You want to make sure they get the same amount of sun exposure. You want to make sure you're measuring that the sunburn or the skin pigmentation at the same times after they get it. All these things could, affect that skin pigmentation level, that MCP. You want to make sure that, the copper tone and the banana boat, all those other variables are affecting both treatment groups the same. So that's how control works.